Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, who is the most beneficent and merciful. So, I am Amjad Ali Shah, lecturer in philosophy, Department of Islamic and Pakistan Studies, Kohat University of Science and Technology. So, students, our course title is Introduction to Logic. The course code is PHI102. Our lecture number is 16. And our today's topic of discussion is checking validity and invalidity by means of Venn's diagram technique. So, in this lecture, we will be checking the validity and invalidity of different syllogism by means of Venn diagram technique. Now, these are the outlines of the lecture, Venn diagram techniques. We will be discussing the technique which was used by Dr. Venn in order to check the validity and invalidity of different types of syllogism. But today we will be more focused on checking the validity and invalidity of syllogisms that contain universal propositions. And the outcome of the lecture is definitely to know about this technique. So, students, if you remember about the previous lectures in which I showed the diagrammatic representation of individual proposition, universal affirmative like all SSP, in which the clause of SP bar was shaded. So, likewise, all S is M, SM bar is equal to 0, all M is S, MS bar is equal to 0, all P is M, PM bar is equal to 0, all M is P, MP bar is equal to 0. For the sake of convenience, these are the possible situation because we are using middle term, the minor term, and the major terms in syllogism. So these are the possible scenarios. So in E proposition, if you remember the origin proposition no SSP, we diagram like SP bar, SP is equal to 0, SP is equal to 0. So there is no bar on either alphabet of the clause SP. So no S is M, so likewise we will have to follow the same pattern. SM is equal to 0, no M is S, MS is equal to 0, no P is M, PM is equal to 0, no M is S, MP is equal to 0. So in particular affirmative proposition, that is I, some S is P, that is equal to SP is not equal to 0. If you remember, we put an X in the clause of SP area. So in universal proposition, we actually diagram, we shade the area. We are supposed to shade that particular area, but in particular proposition, we only put X. So likewise, some S is M, SM is not equal to 0. It means that you are supposed to put X in the clause of, in the area of SM, or in other words, in the clause of SM. Some M is S, MS is not equal to 0, some P is M, PM is not equal to 0, some M is P, MP is not equal to 0. So likewise we have O proposition in which some S is not P, SP bar is not equal to 0. It means that you are supposed to put X in the area of SP bar. So you can follow the same pattern, some S is not M, SM bar is not equal to 0, and so on and so forth. So these are the figures of syllogism. We have 4 different figures of syllogism, which means that is actually the position of the middle term. This is figure 1, in which the middle term is in the beginning of the first premise and in the end of the second one. This is figure 2, and this is figure 3, in which the difference between figure 2 and figure 3 is that in figure 2 the middle term is at the end of both premises, but in figure 3 the middle term is in the very beginning of both premises, and this is figure 4. Now let's move to the next slide. Now we have, in the previous lecture, we have already checked the validity of the syllogism that is AAA1, the form AAA1. Now today we check the validity of the form AAA2. Now the syllogism says all mammals are primates. All human beings are primates, therefore all human beings are mammals. If you remember, the predicate of the term of the syllogism is the major term. The subject of the syllogism, of the conclusion of the syllogism, is the minor term, and there is another term which appears in both of the premises, that is primate. That is known as the middle term. So the conclusion is always SP. So all P is M, P M bar is equal to 0, all S is M, S M bar is equal to 0, all S is P, SP bar is equal to 0. Now, if you look this diagram, though I have some technical problems because I was not supposed to shade it while making this video. So I did it in advance. I did it earlier before recording the narration. So we have now the argument which was previously in ordinary language. Now we converted it into a symbolic language. All P is M, PM bar is equal to 0, all S is M, SM bar is equal to 0, all S is P, SP bar is equal to 0. Now these are the two premises, and this one is the conclusion. Now the first premise says PM bar is equal to 0, and the second premise says SM bar is equal to 0, which means that you are supposed to diagram, in other words, you are supposed to shade the class of PM bar or the area of PM bar. Now first we diagram PM bar is equal to 0. You're supposed to make it empty. If you remember, shade means empty. So PM bar, this is PM bar. Forget about the third one. This is PM, this is P bar M, this is P bar M, and this is P bar M bar. Now this is the area, PM bar and PM bar. Now I have shaded it already. You are supposed to shade this area. Now the second premise says SM bar is equal to 0. Now this is the class of SM, and this is the class of SM bar, and this is also the class of SM bar. Now you should diagram it in a way that it seems that this class is diagrammed twice. Now what does the conclusion say? Students, you must remember, most of the time students commit a sort of mistake. This has been in my experience. You're not supposed to diagram the conclusion. We just look for the conclusion after diagramming the premises. Now the conclusion says SP bar is equal to 0. Now if the class of SP bar is shaded, it means that our argument is valid. If it is not shaded, then our argument would be an invalid one. Now let's see. This is SP bar, which is shaded, but this one is has remained unshaded. So it means that these premises do not support this conclusion. So in other words, our argument is invalid. Now let's move to the next slide. We have another form of the syllogism. We are using though the same terms like primates, mammals, and human beings, but the position of the middle term is a different one. That is, the middle term is in the figure of 3. Now the syllogism, the form of syllogism is AAA3. Now it says all M is P, MP bar is equal to 0, all M is S, MS bar is equal to 0, therefore all S is P, so SP bar is equal to 0. Again we have the diagram. We have these three clauses S, P, M. They are overlapped with each other. So this is the symbolic form. All M is P, MP bar is equal to 0, all M is S, MS bar is equal to 0, all S is P, SP bar is equal to 0. Now these are the premises. MP bar is equal to 0 and MS bar is equal to 0. You're supposed to diagram only the premises. Now the first premise is MP bar. Now we have the clause of M. Definitely, if you see this is MP bar, means it's a class where there are members of the class of M, but there are no members of the class of P. So MP bar, this one is MP bar, and this one is also MP bar. Now you're supposed to just look for the two alphabets, not the third one. This is MP, this is MP, this is M bar P, this is M bar P, and this is M bar P bar. So this area is actually MP bar and MP bar. Now I have shaded it already. You're supposed to shade it, and do practice it at home, because it's a very good technique. You can know about the validity or invalidity of the syllogism. The second premise says ms bar is equal to 0. Now we have ms bar, and we have again this clause ms bar. Now I have shaded it. Now you're supposed to shade. So now let's look for the conclusion. What does the conclusion say? The conclusion say SP bar is equal to 0. Now the area of SP bar, this one is shaded, this clause, but this clause is not shaded. The remaining clause is not shaded. So it means that these premises do not support the conclusion conclusively, which means if the premises do not support the conclusion conclusively, in other words, it is called invalid. So our argument, the form AAA3 is invalid. Now let's move to the next slide. This is AA4. All P is M, PM bar is equal to 0. This is the position of the middle term. All M is S, MS bar is equal to 0. All S is P, SP bar is equal to 0. Therefore, all human beings and mammals, this is the conclusion. If you remember, the conclusion is the same in all these four forms, AA1, AA2, AA3, and AAA4. But the same conclusion is derived from different premises. By different premises, I mean when the position of the middle term is changed, so the whole sense of the proposition also changes. So the same conclusion is derived, but all of them are not valid. So this is the symbolic form. Now the first premise says like PM bar is equal to 0, MS bar is equal to 0. This is actually PM bar, and this is PM bar. So let's shade it, though I have already shaded it. This is MS bar is equal to 0. This is the second premise. MS bar and MS bar. MS bar. Again, it is shaded. Now you're not supposed to. I repeat it because the student commit this sort of mistake most often. So SP bar is equal to 0. You are supposed to look for the conclusion, whether the area of the clause of SP bar is shaded or not. Now this is SP bar and this is SP bar. Both the clauses of SP bar are not shaded. So in other words, it is also invalid. Now let's move to the next syllogism. So students, we have already tried those four forms of the syllogism AAA. The mood was AAA, and we check the validity of AA1, AA2, AA3, and AA4. So only AAA1, the form AAA1, which is known as Barbera, is valid. All other, the remaining three, are invalid in nature. So now we have another syllogism. Now let's try this one. Now in this new syllogism, we have universal negative premises, and the terms are also changed. So we have like term nuclear powered submarines, warships, commercial vessels. So the first premise says something like no nuclear powered submarines or commercial vessels. In other words, no M is P. MP is equal to 0. So in universal negative, we don't put bar on any of the alphabet. So no warships and nuclear powered submarines. No S is M. SM is equal to 0. Therefore, no S is P. That is the conclusion, no warships or commercial vessels. So this is EEE1. So this figure 1, the middle term is in this position. The figure 1, the middle term is in the very beginning of the first premise and in the end of the second premise. Now let's move to the diagram. Now we have this diagram. This is a symbolic form. That's the result of the previous slide. No M is P, MP is equal to 0, some S is M, SM is equal to 0. So no M is P, MP, MP. So I have shaded it already. So you're supposed to shade SM is equal to 0. So SM is the area SM. This is the class of SM and this is the class of SM. So I have shaded this one twice. So it means this is both the class of MP and this is the class of SM as well. So now you are supposed to shade it. Now what does the conclusion say? SP is equal to 0. One SP, the class of SP is shaded. The other remaining one is unshaded. So in other words, our argument is invalid. So student, you must remember, if one of the clause one of the area of the clause of SP is shaded and the remaining one is unshaded, so either if one is shaded or both of them are either if one of them is not shaded or both of them are unshaded, so in either cases the syllogism will be considered as invalid. Now our argument is invalid. Now let's move to the next syllogism. This is EAE1. So in the previous syllogism, that was all the proposition were universal negative, but now this syllogism is a combination of both universal negative and universal affirmative proposition. Now we have A as well. So no nuclear powered submarines or commercial vessels. No M is P, which means MP is equal to 0. All warships are nuclear powered submarines. So all S is M, which means all SM bar is equal to 0. Therefore no warships or commercial vessels. So no S is P, SP is equal to 0. Now have a look at this diagram. So this is the symbolic form. Now the first premise says something like MP is equal to 0. This is the class of MP and this is the class of MP. This is M bar P, this is not MP. This is MP bar. Again it's not MP, this is MP bar and this is M bar P bar. So you are supposed to shade this area, which I have already done. SM bar is equal to 0. This is SM bar and this is SM bar. Now it's also shaded. Now the conclusion, what does the conclusion say? SP is equal to 0. Now this SP and this is both the class of SP. There is no third one. This is S bar P, this is S bar P bar, this is S bar P, this is SP bar. SP, SP, both SP, they are shaded. So it means that these premises support the conclusion conclusively. So in other words, EAE3 is valid. Now we have no nuclear powered submarines or commercial vessels. All nuclear powered submarines are warships. Therefore, no warships are commercial vessels. So MP is equal to 0. This is the first premise. MS bar is equal to 0 and SP is equal to this, the conclusion. So MP, this is MP, this is MB. I have shaded it already, and this is MS bar. This is MS bar, and this is MS bar. So the conclusion says something like SP is equal to 0. So we have SP, but this SP is unshaded. So in other words, our syllogism EAE3 is invalid. So students, before discussing the references and in the next lecture we will be discussing syllogism, the technique about the syllogism containing a particular proposition, or in other words we can also say syllogism containing both universal and particular propositions. So don't go for the particular one. In the next lecture the technique is a little bit different. So you're supposed to focus on the technique which is about the universal proposition, but later on you should move to the technique about the particular proposition. So these are the references: A Concise Introduction to Logic by Patrick Hurley, the edition is 11th and it was published in 2012. Introduction to Logic by Irving M. Copy, Carl Cohen, Kenneth McMahon, the edition is 14th one and it was published by Pearson Education Limited in 2014. Thank you very much indeed.